Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Yellowbird Hotline podcast, the podcast where your favorite hot sauce company answers questions that we may or may not be qualified to answer. You can get your questions answered on the podcast by calling 855-700-BIRD. That's 855-700-BIRD. You can also text that number. I've got a surprise for you guys today. I guess it's not a surprise because by the time you see it, it'll be on the episode title. But we have an amazing guest today who I'm going to give an amazing introduction to. Sugar Joiko joining us today. She's a contemporary pop musician with a harmonious edge of urban beats, synthwave. She's a girl gamer with an addiction to Japanese culture. She's a New Orleans native. She's an amazing songwriter, producer, composer. She's got such a fresh, funky sound. She's gotten a bunch of recent recognition as an influential artist from chart-topping performers like Timbaland, Lizzo, Chris Brown. She's performed in 3 continents, including twice on Japan's favorite televised singing competition series, No Dojimon in Tokyo. Her latest single and music video, I Don't Mind, is available on all streaming platforms, and you can get it on YouTube. You can check it out on her social. Please welcome Sugar Joiko. Welcome, Sugar.
Hey.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
For everybody not watching this on the YouTube, if you're taking this in on audio,
I'm missing out on the ears.
You're missing
You
out.
are.
Sugar Joiko, she's in her studio right now. She's got all the purple going on. She's got her cat ear headphones. It is great. And we're so happy to have you.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome
you.
aboard.
I'm happy to be had.
There it is.
Yeah.
Really bringing a lot of style. You know, we're really
style.
lacking. We don't have as many cool guitars, keytars, all the tars behind us.
I have some things behind me, but it's like,
Oh, God.
This is when we guess at the guest.
yeah, I know.
This is
Like
that
that,
part of the
darling.
show, George.
I know, but I'm like looking at your music room, and I'm like getting music room envy because I feel like my
As you should. You
I
should.
just say I do. I just shoved some stuff in here. So Sugar, you are based. You're based in Houston.
Yes.
How long have you been in Houston or in Texas?
2005. I actually moved to Texas due to Katrina.
The Katrina move. Yikes.
So that's what brought us over here. I mean, we were blessed, like our home was okay, but obviously, schools, businesses, just the way of life there. It was just, what do you do? So, and that's what prompted my family just kind of, let's just pack it all up. And so we didn't have to take much time out of school and stuff. So my parents just kind of brought us over to Houston. And
So your
settled here.
family's in Houston now?
yeah, well, at least my mom and my siblings.
Gotcha.
My mom and my siblings, my grandmother comes back and forth, but most of the family is still in New Orleans.
Very cool.
Right on. How bummed were they that there was no Mardi Gras this year, man? Like that's just
It's
hard,
tough,
man.
It's like I understand why, but at the same time, it's really tough because that's pretty much majority of where the income comes for that state, 1, and 2, I think, as New Orleanians, like Mardi Gras is kind of like the biggest party of the year. It's something, we look forward to every year. Like it's carnival. Well, kind of like a carnival meets St. Patty's Day, if you ask me, but in essence, so I think it was a huge bummer for sure.
Yeah. Well, hopefully everything comes back next year, right? I mean, that's one of those things.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
You can't really do like a virtual Endymion, right? That's a
No.
Yeah, we can only go virtual for so many things.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of going virtual,
It'll be 1 block long.
That's the hardest
No
working
people
block
in
in
the
the quarter.
streets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Speaking of going virtual, Sugar Joiko, I've seen obviously we've known each other for a while. I've seen kind of you adjusting your career over the last year or so after
Absolutely.
COVID hit, and I would be interested to hear a little bit about what you did, because I know some people in the entertainment arts were just kind of throwing their hands up in the air And I like you specifically
Waving them like they just don't care.
Yeah.
That's the move. Yeah.
Well, you specifically,
As long as it goes from the window to the wall first.
Oh.
Window.
6 feet apart from the window and the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
but I know I didn't know. That's why I noticed that you were like you got out there like almost immediately and were like we're like trying out different side hustles, and you really started building your like production up, and like I don't know how much you were producing and writing for other artists before that happened, but I'd just be interested to know like how the last year has been for you, like going from a lot of live performing to not as much.
Absolutely. It's been really interesting. I don't know. I just knew not to wait on the market. It was just so much like disinformation and just so much like that wasn't like certain that I don't know. And then too, I've been producing for such a long time, especially for my career. I majorly produced for my brother, but during COVID was the first time that I actually did kind of open my doors to producing for other artists. Not to get all like feminism on everyone, but as a woman artist and producer, it's just a little weird sometimes working in male dominated rooms or environments. So that kind of shied me away from working with a lot of artists. But over COVID, I kind of took that risk. I think I'm a lot older, a lot smarter now. And thankfully, I've worked with the Suffers. I've been working with other artists from around the country, thanks to an app called Clubhouse, if you've heard of it. And pretty much just kind of like took the risk, built my website, and now I produce for artists as well as like podcasts, radio shows and stuff. And it's been a really good side hustle. And, you know, I don't know. I hope to do it full time. It would be great to work from home. I have a little portable laptop and I just kind of want to get away to another country and produce and then come back home. And
dude, you said the Suffers and I saw Kelsey just like melt. She's like,
I'm like so obsessed with them. They're like, yeah,
I love them.
Yeah, I love Cam. I just love their whole band.
And with that, Sugar, I mean, like if you're producing too, but you're also a performer, like do those like producing gigs like open up like collaboration opportunities? Like, does that open up like?
Absolutely. If anything, I think people just didn't know that I produced because I didn't really announce it as much. Like I was like, you know, Sugar Joiko, the artist, but it's like, you know, due to like my career and my resume and what I've produced for myself, that's kind of a catalog or a ready resume for people to see kind of what I'm capable of doing. And now that people know that I can do it for other people, I'm starting to get more requests. So
not like to change subject too much, but I'm just out of curiosity, like do you ever do like food R&D? I mean, not that we have a hot sauce company that needs like, you know, new flavors or anything, but you know.
I haven't yet. I don't know. It would be fun. I love.
We're not trying to put you to work.
That's a different kind of production, Daniel.
Man, like, if you've got hidden talents, I want to make sure I can draw some out. I don't know.
I don't think that I mentioned this right off. I want to make sure people are spelling it right. Sugar Joiko, Sugar Joiko. So that's it's sugarjoiko.com on all the socials as Sugar Joiko. And people can also, you didn't send me this in the notes, but people can also find the production side of what you do at Joiko Productions. So Joiko Productions.com. So a little plug for her production. I do want to like take a second because we're talking, and I know like maybe some of our listeners, watchers have heard your stuff, but I want to play like a little bit of your latest single. I don't mind. We're not gonna get the whole thing, but like I like talking about production. I love the production on all the stuff that you do. I think it's really kind of like
thank you.
I feel like I don't mind. I feel like this song is really, it's got kind of like 80s. There's kind of like some new wave in there. Plus, like
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's cool. So
go ahead, shut up, play it, man.
Listen.
Yeah, play it already. Terrible DJ.
Oh my God, my music.
If you're gonna do it, do it.
You see that my love is yours, my faith is pure. There's nothing about you I don't adore. 'Cause baby, I don't mind. I don't mind. When you need a soldier, I'll fight till we get older. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Dude, that bass bass is so Final Fantasy. I love it, man.
I love Final Fantasy.
I will be your shield. There is nothing we can heal. I love the way you are. Your drive and passion makes you perfect.
Anyway, that's some of my and I love it. Like it's very like
I want to
so
go
cool.
roller skating to this song.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, like
love that.
disco ball. Those background vocals are just so like lush.
That's just what I want to be
Quads
taken
on.
back to. That's
And
a
you
vibe
so
song.
so people know like how much of that, how much did other people produce or play on that?
0. It was all me.
0%. So that's
Mhm.
100%.
That's awesome.
That's 100% Sugar Joiko on that track. Joiko Productions.
Oh, wait.
What
Actually,
shit
sorry.
selling-
No, I
Okay.
did have help. No,
Okay,
I did
we'll
have
back
help.
it up. We're gonna rewind.
Typically,
Yeah.
no. Typically, it's 0. No. My best friend, he's a co-producer, so he actually sent me the idea, and then I kind of like rearranged it. But pretty much all of the vocal arrangements and the synths and stuff are me. But I will give Travis Guerrero credit. So he's definitely
Travis.
yeah, he's amazing. He discovered me like 10 years ago when I used to sing in Japanese on YouTube, and he produced my first single. So sometimes I work with people, but this one, yeah, that's him. And the whole point of this song was him and his fiance Luke were celebrating their anniversary, and he wanted to make a song for his fiance. So I wrote the song to celebrate their love. So that's
Oh,
how
I love that.
Nice,
Great.
dude.
Very like
I love it. I love all your stuff, and you can like you guys should go watch some of the music videos because we're playing. We're not going to play a bunch of music videos on this because I think most people are listening on the podcast. But you like if you go to her YouTube channel, I mean, like I've watched all your music videos, and they're well-produced music videos. Not everybody.
They are.
Music
Yeah.
videos.
Thank you.
You got a bunch of
I do
you got a bunch
produce
of
my
great
videos.
You produce your videos too?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. If you want something done right, you gotta do it.
Sugar
yourself.
Joiko.
Yes.
I need a team. I'm ready for a team. I'm exhausted at this point, but you know,
You
4
deserve.
years
Hey,
ago,
you know
I
what?
was
You deserve a
grind.
team.
grind time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it. So, but yeah, the videographer is pretty incredible. He directs, but pretty much I like outline and sketch pretty much how I want everything to run, and then he does a great job at capturing what I try to convey. So. it's
Yeah,
pretty dope.
I love it.
that's great. Usually we answer customer questions on this podcast, but I just want to hear more about what you're doing.
Can you just answer our questions? Yeah.
You
Wait,
make me
did I
feel.
hear
You make
someone
me
say
feel
something
lazy.
about- No. I mean, no. Either way, did I hear someone say something about Final Fantasy?
Yeah. dude.
Oh yeah, sorry.
It does kind of. It does
So,
be
kind of have.
sorry.
Like, it does kind of have like a, you
Yeah.
said that you're pretty heavily influenced. You're into games and Japanese
Yes,
culture.
I
So you
love Final
clearly must love
Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Oh hell yeah! Like if anything, that's like what got me into production, like playing video games. Like I like listening to the soundtrack music while I was cleaning up or going to sleep. Like
Mhm.
Donkey Kong had some bangers, like for real. And like Donkey Kong, Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy. Like I think I started playing Final Fantasy at 7, and I think I played 7 up to like 13. But it was the soundtrack music that just like captured me. Like if it's a good soundtrack, it's a great game.
I think I
So.
want to make a
Yeah.
neon sign that says Donkey Kong had some bangers.
So yeah,
Donkey Kong got some bangers. Man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I
I
want
am
that.
telling you.
I want
I
that.
love that because
t-shirt.
that's like the same thing that I look for in anything that's not like specifically music based. If it's like, you know, even like a TV series, it's got amazing soundtrack. Like I was just watching Bridgerton, I just finished.
Mhm.
I was
love
just
the
about
way-
to bring that up.
Yeah, like
Yes.
they did an amazing job at like, you know, changing
Incredible.
the pop songs to like fit their genre. I don't know. I love it.
And it's incredible. I'm glad you brought that up because I was about to be like the first example. I'm like,
Wow, you guys are just
their soundtrack's
you
amazing.
guys are in tune right now.
Right on, man.
Well, I like.
How
I
does
mean,
happen? Me and Aaron go back.
Final
Locked
Fantasy
in.
7. Final Fantasy 7 was like the jam. I mean, that is it's the greatest. It's well known that is the greatest Final Fantasy of all time.
Yeah,
that
dude.
storyline.
And they're remaking it. Did you? Are you?
I played the remake. The
You played the
remake's pretty
remake?
awesome.
Oh, I haven't played it yet.
Yeah. It's really awesome. I just so this is how they get you. Now the story that they've built is amazing. But pretty much you're only in the first like quarter of the game. So you kind of spend more time. I forgot what the city's called. I'm a terrible Final Fantasy fan, but like in the beginning where you're kind of in the slums and stuff, pretty much all of it takes place there, and it better develops the story of how that happened. So they're kind of taking it in segments. So I'm just upset because like the game fascinated me when we got into like the the different worlds and the riding chocobos and the
second
like,
CD. Once you
CD
had to,
number two.
once you had to change discs, then you were like, now I'm in it.
Yeah,
In it now.
100% facts. Actually, like disc 2 was when you're like, so
Yeah.
I'm upset that this is only disc 1.
Yeah.
But they're making a disc 2 pretty soon. It's going to be pretty badass.
Yeah. For all of you in the audience that are under the age of 30, used to be you had multiple CDs you had to put into the
Here's
PlayStation.
how we used to do it.
You have to dust them off.
Yeah,
I still got my 8-track.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
No, she does not.
No, but I do have my disc, my Walkman.
Oh,
No.
nice.
It's the best.
I have no idea if it works.
Yeah, I think even Metal Gear Solid was a 3-discer.
The old 3-discer, man.
Oh,
Well, dude, Legends of Dragoon, which is like a direct knockoff
Definitely.
of Final Fantasy 7. Yeah. I just want more
Pretty
gameplay,
much.
man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we do. I
This is
do
a video game podcast now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I want to get. I got two questions. I got 2 questions. No, don't be sorry. I love Final Fantasy. I have Final Fantasy 2 on my phone. Like they have the like, yeah, they have like phone remakes of some of the old ones.
Vintage.
I'm a big nerd. That was the first one that I played, Final Fantasy 2 on Super Nintendo. And there was something cool about like there was just something cool about like those old like RPGs where it was just super simple and you were like you had to use your imagination. I feel like they got themselves into a bit of a bind when like 3D animation came out and you were like, okay, it's got to be really good, or don't like Final Fantasy 7 was the first one where it was like really pretty good. Like the cutscenes are
really graphics.
Yeah, some of the cutscenes are, I mean, suck, but where they use they use like the little.
When I watch it now.
Yeah, well, some of the ones they use just the little pixel guys from the gameplay, and then some of them they do like a movie scene anyway.
Well, now I want to go play. I want to go play on our old Nintendo.
And now I see
Like-
Kelsey going, I'm not sure
I'm
what's
sorry.
happening.
We didn't grow up with gaming systems. Blame my parents. I had the Wishbone computer game where you got to play
yeah.
the Odyssey.
What's the
Yeah.
story?
What was the story? Well, I'm glad you asked because it was a retelling of the Iliad. And you got to play, as Wishbone. A lot of clicking involved.
Man.
Oh, it was really like PC games. Like we had a steering wheel that we hooked up to our Windows computer, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
could play driver
Okay.
with a pedal. So
So you
Big
were hell
PC
on like
energy over
Carmen
here.
San Diego.
Yeah.
If it was a PBS production, my parents were like, "Let's go
We're in
On
there.
it.
Okay.
Reading Rainbow, Arthur." Like that was it.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, that was big times.
Aaron, what was your favorite video game?
So I was always I had 3. I had obviously Super Mario Brothers, Ninja Turtles, and then Zelda, The Legend of Zelda.
All good
Yeah.
classics.
Classics.
Yeah.
Classics.
Dude, I
love
like
it.
the Ninja Turtles game, but I always preferred Battletoads.
Yeah.
And I forget
Toads.
Atari too, because Atari was like the OG. Like I played that with my
Pacemaker.
babysitter's kids, and I was just like, you couldn't pull me away. When it was pool time, I was like, I mean, I've got to get past this swamp of alligators.
Yeah,
Guys.
I got
Pitfall. You talking about Pitfall?
Oh, I am talking about Pitfall. Yeah.
Oh man, I loved
Yeah.
Pitfall.
I think that was the only game we had on Atari.
It's a good song by Adele too. Let the pitfall.
Oh, that was
Featuring
great.
Pitbull.
That's great.
Oh wait, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a great James Bond movie.
Mr. Worldwide. Well, let's get to it. We got 2 customer questions
Another one.
today. Another one. We did. Oh man.
DJ Khaled, hit us up.
Yeah, we keep talking about DJ Khaled. We mention him on like every episode now. It's a DJ Khaled podcast.
I just
Okay,
feel
okay.
like that was Oh, I was going to talk about, I was really going to go off. On
Go ahead.
I'll save that for another episode.
We'll do customer questions next time.
I'm going to call in and leave a question about DJ Khaled just so I can.
Hi, this is definitely not Kelsey.
This is Kevin Manning.
Sounds exactly like me.
Okay, let's go to customer question number 1. Here we go. I'm going to cue it up. Am I?
I don't know.
Oh, hold on. I'm having trouble queuing up audio today. Worst DJ ever. Here it is for real.
What is the average speed of an unladen yellowbird?
Okay.
Average speed of an unladen yellowbird.
Yeah, it's very.
It's Monty Python.
Respect to all the Monty Python fans out there.
Yeah.
Python heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call themselves. Yeah.
I was gonna go with Monty
Comedy.
heads, but yeah, Python heads works
Depends on
too.
which part of the fandom you got into. But
Okay.
I feel like that's one of the only Monty Python references I know, and the coconuts.
Yeah.
But going back to so this was a customer question. They used Yellowbird, which is us. So that's the connect. But what does unladen mean?
It's not carrying anything,
Yeah, not
so
carrying
it's
anything.
not weighted down by anything.
I think it goes about this fast.
I was gonna say like cheetah speed, like I want to go with cheetah speed. I want to go with like 80 miles an hour,
Speed of a cheetah.
Ah.
Well, I did.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, George,
George,
you've
you've
our
probably
chief
done your
ornithologist. Go for it. Yeah.
I did some quick math on this.
Okay.
Guys, if you assume that the average yellowbird is about 20 grams, about a 20 gram bird, pretty small.
Not big.
Graham bird.
Say it flaps its wings average 12 times per second with an amplitude of 20 centimeters per flap. It would be, it'd be hard to know exactly how far each wing beat propels it, but you could average out maybe like 0.75 meters per flap for a 20 gram bird. That would give you an airspeed velocity average of about 9 meters per second, which is just over 20 miles per hour, which is that's pretty speedy, but definitely not. I mean, yellowbird's not the speediest of birds. So, I mean, the answer is 20 miles per hour.
All right, so we know that
Way to take
Yellowbird
the fun out of
podcast
it, George.
listeners are the smartest listeners in the world. We need somebody to call in immediately and tell George how wrong he is.
Yeah, somebody, challenge me. Call me and challenge me on that.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
I like a good challenge.
Okay, well, let's do question number 2.
I was gonna say, like,
moving along.
can you convert the bird speed to like a BPM, and then we could have, like a yellowbird, like pace. You could put that into an app. When I go on my daily walks, I could walk as fast as a yellowbird.
Well,
I'm just thinking about marketing opportunities here now that we know.
I mean, I was going straight for the bird racing. So you bring your own yellowbird, BYOB.
Okay.
And then we have some races, kind of like the turtle races at Sherlock's, but with birds.
Joy, do you have a favorite BPM when you're writing songs? Do you have like a favorite?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I know I do. It might
Birds
be a
per
weird
mile.
question.
I think like I like 97, especially with dance music, because it's like
Wait,
slow,
I feel like you got to break it down for me because I don't know what
very
97
groovy.
is.
97
like slower,
beats per
like
minute. 97 beats per minute. So like 60 beats per minute would be 1 beat every second.
okay.
120 beats per minute would be 1 beat every half second. So 2 beats a second. So like 97 is right in the middle.
Yeah, it's advice. I like it with like dance music that's slowed down to that tempo. It's like, I think it's very sexy. It's very, you can strut to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
stretch.
Ears
Like
like
you
that,
could-
does it make you go "Row"? Is that right? Is
It's the cat ears.
But like 120, I think 120 is like, that's like the John Philip Sousa speed. That's like marching band speed, I think, is 120.
Okay.
Bird alert.
Yeah, it's like,
Interesting.
so that's how you can kind of like,
Why it is.
and then you can half that, and that's 60 beats per minute. And then 97 is a good one. I feel like I usually go a little faster than that. Like I go closer to like 115.
Okay.
That's kind of like if I'm just like blank slating it, I set it to 115.
Yeah. What booty shaking mode? Ooh, 115. That's about it.
For me, the ideal Yellowbird has got that groovy beat to his flap too.
So if it's 12 flaps per second.
It's a bit too fast, you know?
No, you could break it
bird.
down. You could break it down to like that would be 720. You could divide that by, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm like legitimately counting it out.
All right. What's next? So you said we had a second caller. What else you got there, George?
You could divide it by 8 and get 90.
Oh, we're still going.
Math podcast.
It is a math podcast. Okay, here's our second question.
All right, so very important two-part question. First and foremost, how the hell did menthol cigarettes come to be? Right? Like, it's like a cough shop and a cigarette. Gross. Anyway, the second part of this question, what were the failed flavors? Like, how many gross, nasty flavors did they go through before they were like, oh, menthol?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
menthol cigarettes,
I like this one.
I do have a quick backstory on menthol cigarettes.
I feel like is this a safe place for me to admit that I don't even know what menthol is? Like, I assume it's an herb, it's like a plant, but it could just be crack. It could be like Walter White concoction. I have no idea.
No, menthol is a
cooling.
It's Vicks Vapor Rub.
It's a cooling, like
that's the only brand
sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to mint, but he mentions cough drops and cigarettes. So the origin story is there's a guy named Lloyd Hughes. This is from the 1920s.
Seems sus.
He had a cold, and one of the treatments for having a cold was like to use menthol like leaves, and he was keeping his menthol leaves in the same pouch as he was keeping his cigarettes. And then he like went and smoked a cigarette, and he was like, huh.
Not bad. Refreshing. Huh. So it's kind of like the Slinky, man. Is total accident.
Yeah.
Oops.
I feel like a lot of things in our society were born from a total accident. From a happy accident.
Yeah. Kind of like ooze and turtles, Ninja Turtles.
Happy accident.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, let's maybe... What are some flavors that they could have, like some accidental like flavors they could have gone through? And then because then this guy started a company called Spud, and they were the first menthol cigarettes. And we're not advertising. Yeah, we're not advertising because they're not around anymore. There was another brand that starts with a K that came out in 1933 and decimated them. But
killer cigarettes.
Destroy. I feel like, I mean, if that's
has anybody on this call smoked a menthol cigarette?
No.
Nah.
I've never smoked a cigarette. That's always my never have I ever, and it always gets everyone out because your girl was not cool enough. No, I'm very familiar with menthol from years of like having allergies and hoping that Vicks Vapor Rub would help. But I'm just going back to the fact that it was named Spud and they weren't potato flavored cigarettes.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a missed op.
What I thought too.
Missed opportunity.
Well, okay, you said he had mint leaves in his pocket with tobacco.
Yeah.
Menthol in his pocket with tobacco.
Yeah.
So what else is he putting in his pocket that might get mixed in with tobacco?
Loose change.
Yeah,
loose change flavored
pennies.
Yeah.
Pennies. Okay.
Copper flavored tobacco. That was a quick loser.
But wait, I smoked one cigarette in my life. I was real drunk and I smoked a cigarette and regretted it.
Yeah, no, that's like one of my dirty secrets, man. Like if I get real drunk, I crave cigarettes, man. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not a smoker. Yeah, dude, but I'm that guy that like I'll start bumming cigarettes off dudes like after a few drinks. I'm like, why am I doing this? I wake up in the morning with like gravel in my throat.
There's like a whole squad of you though. I feel like that's a very, very popular like people that are like, I don't smoke, and then they get like 3 drinks in and they're like, they find that smoker at the bar, and they're suddenly like, hey man, where are you from? What you drinking? Like that.
like my sister went through a short phase where she was smoking clove cigarettes, and those are pretty vile. So
yeah.
I don't know how those made it, but menthol again, like it, I get it. And like with all the vaping stuff now, like green apple flavored,
Which is worse, isn't
stuff.
it?
I think some of the there have been some studies on like certain things that you can vape that are not.
That's the worst,
great.
because when you're in a public place, I mean, obviously like pre-COVID and people were vaping, you'd be like suddenly like just get hit with like Tutti Frutti and you're like, what's I
will say I don't
we're at an Olive Garden.
I don't smoke tobacco, but I do love the smell, just the smell of Swisher Sweets. It's like the greatest smell, one of my favorite smells. Like,
I mean,
ever.
yeah, it's not a bad smell.
Yeah,
You know?
and those are like, yeah, like
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Joy, have you smoked a menthol cigarette?
I'm not sure. I know I'm kind of in the same boat where I've tried cigarettes once. I don't know what kind it was. I just knew I wasn't a fan, and I was just like, "What's the point of this?"
I need something stronger.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of effort. But that is
Yeah.
The Swisher Sweets makes me think of Black and Milds that had like wine flavor.
Yeah, it's kind of
vanilla.
rich. Yeah, like
wine flavor, Black and Milds.
Wow, you haven't lived.
I don't know. No.
Yeah, that was like that was a very specific Texas State University smell. I think that would make me like really nostalgic if I smelled a wine flavored Black and Mild.
Black and Mild, yeah.
Yeah.
Texas State
Yeah. Next
delicacy.
episode, we talk about
Yeah.
Kelsey's time in a cult.
Hey, I think Texas State is the least culty college in Texas, but that's my journey.
Does it have a hand sign?
It has 2 hand signs. Thank you
Oh
very
yeah,
much,
so that
'cause
makes
we
it
didn't have
doubly
just
culty.
one.
Yeah.
We stole from everybody else because
Oh,
that's
wow.
Baylor, and that's
Who's that?
That's
This
Texas
is
Tech.
UH.
So this
Yeah.
is
The
this is
shocker
Show 'em
is UH?
State.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the shocker.
The shocker.
Yeah.
It's not. It's her claw.
It's a cougar paw.
It's a-
Yeah.
Four out of 5 of the people on this podcast have lived in Houston, and that is not the shocker.
Okay, I don't know.
Because
Okay.
we've all had
Not
U
the
of H
shocker.
graduates look, it's not the shocker. This is the claw. This is the thing. And
You got yelled at one too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made when I first started working
it's
at that.
frontwards. The shocker is the other way.
Yeah. No, you're
Mhm.
right. The shocker.
Right?
I mean, honestly, the shocker depends
Nobody
on which
does
way
that.
Exactly.
We've progressed,
At least you shouldn't.
Oh yeah, y'all gotta watch the YouTube version of this podcast.
Or at least that
Where the good stuff is.
I already know what one of the outtakes is going to be for our TV. Scooping motion.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
god. Yeah.
Sugar Joiko has also got a blog where she kind of like talks about do's and don'ts in the sexual life. Don't do's and never mind. I'm going to edit.
Oh
that
yeah,
part out.
don't.
Don't do that. When I first
That'll
we
be the name
do.
of my.
People do need that list. They do.
that'll be the name of your next
The
single.
list is gonna be
That-
called. No, it's gonna be Sugar for short.
Sugar for- oh my god.
About all those things.
We were talking before we started recording about how Sugar Joiko, Sugar for short, would be like the name of her memoir or the name of your next album, or I don't know.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
Mm.
that sounds sweet.
That's
Oh,
going
yeah.
down in the book.
mhm.
I mean, I feel like that would be a great like club song, Sugar for short. Like, God,
Okay, can we write it right now? Like,
We've already written sea
Collaboration.
shanty, so this should
I'm
be no problem.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we've already proven that we are unbelievable lyricists.
I think what none of us need to do is try to write a song in front of Sugar Joiko. Be like, yeah, that's cute. That's cute, you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway.
I see where you're coming from.
It's 97 beats per minute. That's what I know. This is what I know the title of the song. I know the tempo.
Well, you nailed
Sugar
that
for
part.
short.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can already
Got
see
some
the,
80s vibes to it. 80s,
I can already see the
90s
music
vibes.
video. It's like the music video is just all denim. Like everything that everybody is wearing is just denim, and then like
Mm.
slap bracelets. Okay,
Oh, yeah, I can get down with some slap
That's great.
bracelets.
I love that.
It'd be cool to do, like a slap bracelet in like slow-mo, so you really get every little, because they go so fast, you know.
There's gotta be
aggressive.
There's gotta be a YouTube video about that somewhere.
I'm sure that you'll do research on that.
I know. I'm not gonna do it right. I'm not gonna do it right now.
Well, guys, I gotta wrap this up because I got some YouTube research to do.
YouTube to do.
I was gonna mention, if you think there's a market, you know, with all of our brain powers combined, we have a pulse, you know, of the future. Do you think there's a market for spicy cigarettes?
It sounds I mean, yes,
that sounds aggressive.
Because I've seen people, I mean, you were there, Kelsey, when that guy snorted the hot sauce, the extract from Inferno Farms.
I had forgotten. That was
so
this dark.
This
dark
guy
place.
I do have a fun story from a hot sauce show, Steve Seabury hot sauce show in Chicago.
Wow.
This guy came in. It was a little bit slow at the time, but this guy came in. He was on something. We don't know what, but he was on something. So he comes to us. He tries all of our sauces. I think he even tries to snort one of our sauces. He goes,
yeah, and he just mentions he's like real like erratic. Like these really aren't that hot, and we're like, oh, okay, you know, like, hi, nice to meet you, thank you for coming. And we were like, oh, well, if you want something hotter, you know, like we had a couple booths around us that had much hotter sauces than us, or that had like hot sauce extracts. So we're like, go check out these guys. Oh boy. And then
he goes next door to Greg at Inferno Farms, who also has pure capsaicin extract, which is insanely hot. And Greg wasn't there. So I was kind of watching him, and he just picks it up and he just snorts it. And then he's like crying, of course. And then he gets escorted out because he is not of sane mind at the time.
This is at like 12:15.
Yeah, this is like nobody's really even had a drink yet. He just walks in and he is gone. Anyway, that was a fun time. Don't snort capsaicin.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, don't mainline hot sauce.
Oh.
Don't smoke cigarettes. They're bad for you.
Yeah, we're not gonna do.
So with that said, I think that there is a market for spicy cigarettes.
Yeah,
but I don't think that they should do it.
Yeah, like,
just
only
because
the
you
crackheads,
can.
though. So
It was a rough time, but yeah, I think he would be. We're gonna see him in a few years, like Hello Sharks. I have a big idea.
Well, so menthol cigarettes, they were, they're banned. Like menthol cigarettes are banned in a lot of places now because they use them to market the same way that like vape stuff is controversial because they're marketing it to kids. That's what they use. That's what tobacco, like big tobacco, latched onto menthol as like a way to market cigarettes to kids because it's easier to, it's more palatable. So it got real serious. But there's a lot of countries where menthol cigarettes are banned, and there's like states. I think they do it by state in the U.S. So there's some states where menthol cigarettes are banned.
I'm looking where California's banned it.
It's like,
California's always the first, and then I think New York is like the second to.
I think you got like Nebraska and Ohio and a couple of places in there too. The other thing that I learned is that like the majority of cigarettes actually have, like, for a long time were made and are still made with menthol. Even if they're not listed as menthol cigarettes, they put it as an ingredient in there because it makes it a less harsh experience.
So hides the tar.
Yeah, they put some amount, because it's not like cigarette companies are putting the ingredients on. There's not like, oh, here's the ingredients of the thing. So they don't have to declare it as a menthol cigarette until it's like 0.3% or something, which is a lot of menthol.
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
But
cool. Don't smoke. It's a joke.
Yeah. The point of this podcast is don't smoke, kids.
Listen, kids, call your mom. Right? She loves you.
Does anybody remember that commercial in the 90s where there's like a guy trying to hit on a girl and he ends up turning into a chimpanzee hitting the... Nobody remembers
yes.
that?
No. What was he doing?
Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
Like they're like, this is what Smokey makes you look like.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Wow. No, I had totally...
Yeah, I just remember that. I don't know. I was like, okay, I don't want to look like that.
I remember all those videos, like the.
I love
the
that though,
pre-reels.
because the advertising worked. Like you remembered it, you know. Like I don't know.
But honestly, that's what all men hitting on women look like, I think. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, hey, you.
Yeah, a bunch of animals.
Yeah, we're dumb.
Super dumb.
Stupid.
Speaking on behalf of all men.
Women are crazy and men are stupid.
Men are stupid.
Women are crazy because men are stupid. That's the quote that they say.
I'll buy that. Yeah, I have
some guy
proof
said
to the
that.
contrary.
Well, I think that I got called out the other day for like that I always say men are the worst. Like somebody was like, just like, George, like you say men are the worst like all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I stand by that. I mean, I'll stop saying it so much if I'm saying it every day, but men are the worst.
But seriously, man, ew.
Yeah.
You have some things to work on, you know, just like everyone. We've all got some issues.
We all got some
that's true.
problems.
Men
Yeah,
might
you
have
never
some more than
realize
women, but you know.
your own speech patterns until someone repeats it back to you, and then you have a little baby crisis and go, I guess I do say that.
I say that a lot. Yeah.
Mhm. That's
other-
what COVID has taught me, is like being not out with people as much. Like it's going to be real interesting when we're back just trying to have a casual hang and we're all second guessing everything that we're saying. We're all out of things to talk about because it's like, what have you been up to? And it's like, like just finding new ways to put off tasks, watching everything on TV, eating weird things out of the pantry.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Keeping it cute.
Thank you. Buying groceries, but still stopping at Popeyes on the way home. It's been
Okay.
a journey.
Dude,
That is
that
a
spicy
reward.
chicken sandwich haunts me.
Yes, that is a reward. When you get groceries, you have planned out the rest of your week, but the meal you have that night is for
Yes.
getting groceries and saying good job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude,
Thank you for that.
Like
Thank you
every
for that.
weekend now, we're going through the drive-through getting that spicy chicken sandwich, and like, and I hit it with extra spice, and it's one of those things. Like, anyway, you get
It's-
4
it
bites in,
actually
and
is
I'm
good.
crying, and my nose is running. And I'm like, I'm still eating it.
But it's worth it. I like Popeyes.
Whoa.
Popeyes hit us up.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, I like Popeyes.
Yeah. I had a buddy who just went and did some training thing with the Army in Kentucky. And he said something like, oh, let's go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. And they were like, no, we're going to Popeyes. Nobody goes to Kentucky Fried Chicken here.
I don't like Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't.
I can't remember the last time I do love Popeyes, and we have this
like
one like right down
Popeyes.
from our house. Every time I run by it, I'm like, if I just had
but the
some cash
smell.
on me, like I would literally just run through the drive-through.
Yeah,
Like,
my God.
that's a little humble brag. She runs, no big deal.
Runs all the way to Popeyes.
This is one of those like,
it's
I want to
a
keep
half
going.
mile.
I want to keep going with this because I'm thinking like, all right, everybody loves Popeyes, KFC. You can take it or leave it.
Nah.
But where opinions get really real is when you mention churches. Like people have opinions
I
on
could
churches.
dig church.
Yeah.
True. I could dig churches. I like their honey biscuits, right? Their honey
That's what I was
biscuits
just
are
gonna
good.
say.
There
the
she
biscuit.
Yeah, they have
is.
good
I
biscuits.
like and it's the flake on the chicken for me. I like it. I don't like the flake on the chicken for KFC. It just feels dry. It doesn't feel made with love.
Yeah, where's that love at, Colonel?
Did
Where
y'all
the
have
love
a
at?
Hearts chicken growing up, or am I the only Hearts chicken? It was Hearts, HARTZ.
never heard of
Z.
that.
Yeah, I've been to a Hearts. I've been to a Hearts before.
I have
Never
a
heard of that.
confession. I love fried gizzards.
There she
They're
is.
so good. They're so good.
I don't know that I've ever had one.
I mean, the first time I had chicken
but
feet, Aaron, I think
power
was
to
with you.
Oh yeah, that was in San Francisco. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It was like
I was
chili
not a
glazed chicken
fan. I
feet.
was they were so fatty and rich and just too much. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, one was good, 2 was too many.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, there was a fried chicken place when I used to live in Florida. There was a fried chicken chain out there that I thought was really good. And I think it's only because I don't really eat at fried chicken chains very much, but I had my roommate would drag me to this place, and I can't remember what it was called.
That was like, did y'all ever go to a Chicken Express?
Yeah,
I haven't.
Chicken Express is all right.
I don't know.
Chicken Express was really big in college because they had a like if you brought your student ID, you got like a college discount, which was just like a meal of just so much fried stuff. But they had these. The first time I'd ever had them at like a drive-through place, they had fried corn nuggets. So they were like creamed corn that they had made into nuggets and fried. Oh my gosh, those were like you'd go like the chicken was okay, but it was all about the fried corn nuggets.
But can we talk about how none of those places, like Chicken Express is the worst about it. None of those places do good gravy. All of them have like terrible gravy. And like, I want to like the mashed potatoes, but they put all that gravy on there and it's just nasty. Am I alone in this?
It's just watery.
I don't
It sounds like you were talking about hush puppies, but with extra corn.
Yeah, like they're like a hush puppy, but they're like corn nuggets.
That sounds
They're like
good.
this very particular thing. I think they had hush puppies too. I don't know. That's this digs a deeper question, which is: are you a brown gravy person or are you a cream gravy person?
Oh, brown gravy. Grow up.
I mean, it depends. It depens. I like both. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're doing like biscuits and gravy, it's got to be white gravy.
White gravy,
or you can
right?
do tomato gravy.
But if it's mashed potatoes, I want the brown gravy.
Now you're talking like Northeast stuff. Like where they say gravy is like tomato sauce.
Oh yeah, gravy is like sauce, any kind of sauce. Yeah, I think that's what. I mean, I don't know. Do I need to call my sister? Do I need to call my sister now?
No, the first time we visited your sister in New Jersey, and people were talking about gravy, and I was like, "What?
What are you talking about? A spaghetti sauce, I think."
Yeah, it's like any sauce. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna use some. What kind of gravy are you gonna use on these noodles?" And I was like, "What am I about to?"
No, God, no.
I don't want noodles and gravy. That sounds like the worst.
No, man, like tomato gravy is very different. I'll make you some tomato gravy, man. Like my grandmother, who's from the North Shore of New Orleans, man. She's from St. Tammany Parish, man. Would make tomato gravy.
Can you still put it in
what's in tomato gravy?
Yeah.
Well, it's like a regular brown gravy. So you start with your roux, right? So you just whatever fat you like to use. I like bacon fat. My grandmother she liked to use butter. You brown your flour in there. You put in your bell peppers, your celery, your onions. Get that nice and good. And once that's really dark, then you throw in some some stewed tomatoes are the best, but you can just do canned whole tomatoes and crush those in there. And so it's just a brown gravy with like whole tomatoes added in.
It sounds sweet. Sounds like it'd be sweet.
I never knew the correct name for it, but I love red gravy. Red gravy over rice, and we put like sausages and pieces of chicken in there, and it's delicious.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like like shortcut gumbo.
You guys are making me so hungry right now.
I know. I want to go make some tomato gravy.
In so long. I know. It kind of inspired me. I think I might go to the store and make some of that.
And then get Popeye's chicken on the way home.
The ragu version of it.
The reward for going to get stuff to make gravy, you get to that's a life rule, you guys.
What is it? What is your Joy? Do you have? I mean, Sugar. Sorry. Sugar. Do you have a?
Oh, it's okay.
Do you have like a favorite restaurant or favorite like type of food? I know that we're just talking about food.
Yeah, now we're all hungry. Yeah,
I know.
That's such a hard question.
I know, because I like so many. I do like Cajun, cuisine, but I love a good steak too. I love steak.
We used to go. What's the place in Houston that has steak night Thursday?
Shoot, it's right off of is it Westheimer?
Yeah, I think so. Oh my God.
Man, my friend used to bartend there. What was the name of that place?
Lucy used to love to go over there.
But they spelled it S-T.
Yeah, Thursdays I didn't. I'm not sure. Thursdays I would never get to go because I'm always working. But
I know, but I was too.
Monday,
but
Tuesdays.
We used to be able to get off early if it was slow. They don't do that anymore. But we would go over there. We would go over there like midnight. They would just be like out in the grill just out out in the parking lot, just making steak, and it'd be like $8 for like a steak plate.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. But they spelled steak on their billboard ST8K.
Yeah, steak night.
Steak.
Creative.
Steak. Loved it.
Steak.
Yeah.
I call it
It's the
state bar.
creativity for me.
Yeah.
Creativity for me. Okay, well, what are you gonna have for lunch today?
What is this?
Who, me?
I'm just thinking about food now. I just want to talk about food now.
I haven't had breakfast yet, but honestly, I'm about to make some bomb omelets with some Yellowbird sauce. And but tonight I have it thought. I was supposed to be making sweet potato pork belly hash today.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds good. Dang.
Oh, yeah.
Do you sear that pork belly first so it gets crispy and you put it in the oven?
I do it in reverse. I actually kind of cook and then put it in the oven to get it a little crunchy, and then chop it up, and then the topping, of course, is just a nice over easy egg on top. And then
is that so? How do you you make an over easy egg? Because this is like
wait, am I using it right? What
is it? Do you do over? So do you flip it at all? Do you flip the egg?
No, I just have like a little tiny skillet. I just like poke little holes in it, and it kind of spreads a little easy. And then like once it's like almost like just runny enough, but just hard enough, and then I just like flip it on top of the.
Okay, there's a very controversial.
If you don't flip it, it's sunny side up. I think that's the.
I think, thank you for that.
I think over easy is you do flip it like.
Fried, so it's over.
Yeah. So over is like you flip it, and over easy is you still have some runny whites, and over medium is there's no runny whites. Over medium is how I like mine, because I do like to flip it. But like if you do like a sunny side up egg, there's like two methods. There's some people
I cover my sunny side up recently. I've started doing that. So so you get a little steam in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess I do. Yeah, I think because I like mine sunny side up, but I like the crispy white edges.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the only one.
I poke. Yeah, and then I like poke the egg so that it all kind of
spreads.
So it's not like a little. So that's why I guess I got the misunderstanding, because when I think sunny side up, you have the actual like orange pieces.
Yeah, the yolk is like not
the yolk. Thank you.
Yeah.
So so now I'm like, all right, we had a plan for dinner, but now I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna do biscuits with some tomato gravy and an over easy egg. But here's my problem: is I cook some things really well. I don't cook biscuits well, man. My biscuits they're always too dense, or they're flat, or I've given up on it. So well,
that's baking. I don't.
George, Aaron, come over. I'll make gravy. Y'all bring biscuits.
I can make some pretty good biscuits.
I don't really make biscuits. Like baking isn't one of my things either. I think that
I'm in charge of baking.
I think men just usually shy away from baking. Maybe in general. I don't know. Maybe I'm being.
Men are the worst.
I don't bake. If I was a baker, I feel like I'd be as big as a house, because I just bake every day. Go to town.
My sister
I love a biscuit.
Blew my mind a few years ago, and she was like, she made cookies, and she's like, hey, guess what the secret is? I don't know. Butter flavored Crisco. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, that is like, I mean, you can argue it's better than butter, like butter flavored Crisco. It does make things like real perfectly moist.
Like, so hungry.
Really?
So are we still recording? Is this still happening?
I don't know, man. Yeah.
About to go live from the kitchen.
Sugar, I think before we have to call it a day, where have you been performing? Because I've seen some of your live stuff. I know you're tell us what the world of performing for you looks like right now.
For now, I've mostly been doing virtual shows. I've actually been doing some more freelancing. I have been traveling like to OKC, Odessa, some other cities and stuff for work. But as far as original content, so far it's all been virtual shows that I've been doing, and some of them pay pretty well. I was fortunate to do like 3 fundraisers for the DA here in Houston, so that was a really easy gig. Thank you, Miss. So I've actually mostly been producing majority of the time, but if I'm out and about, it's maybe other bars in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Odessa, sometimes Dallas, but a lot of travel.
How much
fun, actually.
How much have you been on the road? Like out of the month, how many days are you on the road?
Since since December, I actually fly out almost every other weekend.
Wow.
So
Nice.
Yeah, most of the musicians that I know are like traveling now more than ever because you got to go to a place that's open to play.
Yeah. So I'm just blessed to have work and
yeah, for sure.
blessed for all my travel fees to be covered. So I'm not complaining.
Well, we were blessed to have you here today, Sugar.
Yeah, you'll have to come play at our Yellowbird Music Festival whenever we do.
Oh god, yeah.
I would love to.
We keep talking about this Yellowbird Festival. We got to do it now.
Yes, I'd love to. I would love to perform Bird with the Hot Sauce.
Bird with the Hot Sauce. We're gonna play. You know what? I'm gonna play Bird with the Hot Sauce as the outro music. So like. If we're assuming we're getting to
are they gonna see the video?
I'll put the video up too because the videos
that's really
the
what
video might
does
be
it. Yeah.
What pushes it over the top. But
give me a fan for life.
Sugar, I can't get enough of you. You're awesome. Your music is awesome. You such a lovely personality, and we're like blessed to have you on this morning. You can find her Sugar Joiko, that's Joiko, on all the socials. It's also on YouTube, Sugar Joiko. There's a bunch of cool music videos and Joiko Productions. If you are an artist, if you're like looking for that sound that Sugar Joiko is doing, I don't know, can they hit you up or what?
Absolutely.
And hey, if you are a female artist and you're like, hey, I don't feel comfortable getting produced by a man, or this seems like a man's world, go talk to Sugar. She knows what's up.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. We'll get straight to work.
Straight to it. You gotta go check her out. That's the whole point of today's podcast is check her out. If you haven't, what are you doing? You're missing out. And you can call us and get your questions semi-answered, and then we'll get off topic and talk about food. Feel free to call us immediately. Yeah. At 855-700-BIRD. That's 855-700-BIRD. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Don't forget to hug your dogs, hug your cats, hug your Pokemons, hug your Chocobos.
Yeah.
Stay spicy.
Yeah.
My oh my.
Bye-bye.
That is
Bye.
Saucy bird.
So organic.
Texas grown, girl.
The flavor, it's so natural.
Goes down smooth too.
It's just so hot.
I heard the vegans love me.
Hello, Yellowbird with a hot sauce.
So rich, velvety.
Bird with a hot sauce.
Not too much, just the drip.
Hello, Yellowbird with a hot sauce.